Team planning session. So we did it twice per year. This year, we'll actually end up doing it once. We're going to the Whitewater Center, which is a pretty cool place. We'll do a half-day meeting, talk about business, and then we'll do a half-day sort of team building stuff. Having a team offsite, we've called them a team advance. That was something that I got from one of my coaches. It was the counter to retreat. So instead of retreating, we're going to advance. So kind of like a corny play on words there, but really helps everyone get away from the grind and focus on bigger picture issues and opportunities. We went through the whole 5 dysfunctions of a team. There's a workbook that goes along with that book. We read it all as a team in advance of one of our sessions. I think that was a couple years ago. We read Leader Without a Title. We've done exercises from Tony Robbins. We've done group building exercises. Usually has a portion that I'm talking to the team and those sorts of things and telling them, what's going on. And but it also includes a section where they get to talk and ask questions, just things that are on their mind. And they can also ask questions anonymously of me. We call it Ask Lars. And some of them do funny questions, but some of them are really hardcore questions, and I answer every single question in front of the team. So I highly recommend an offsite session. And it also gives you the opportunity to kind of break the ice and bring out a different side of people to make them feel important and appreciated. Most real estate teams don't, even if you're a small team, I would encourage this, but most real estate teams don't take time out, because the team leader is just so busy producing when you really should be busy thinking about how you can get out of production and give all the opportunity to your team. That's the critical differentiator. Some of these teams where the leader does 40 or 50 sides and they have a team that does, average 15, 20 sides per agent. The team leader, it's almost like, are you really serving your team by doing production? If you have the wrong comp structure in place, you will have to do production. But if you follow what we're learning here in B School, you'll have the correct compensation structure in place. So this is just an example of one that we did. This was a couple years ago, just to kind of give you an idea of how we structured the day. Let's just see what we had going on. And I usually do like a bit of a workbook in these as well. So here's an agenda and workbook, and we'll actually follow pretty close to an agenda. So this was a full day, breakfast, introduction. We did some icebreaker. This was taking sheets of toilet paper, and then you had to I forget what it was, but it was an interesting exercise. I had been to a couple of Tony Robbins business mastery courses, and I kind of went through what my focus was as business owner now, the 7 forces of business mastery. 5 dysfunctions of a team. This was a follow-on to another meeting, the one I just talked about. We went through a review, and we actually went through examples of how we saw dysfunction in our team now that we knew what to look for. The Stump Lars exercise, that's where they wrote questions down on note cards, up to 3 per staff or agent, and I answered that while they ate lunch. We went through a leader who had no title. We watched a bunch of videos that he had. There was a bunch of action steps in there. And then we did an exercise where we went through the traveler's gift as the framework for our own core values. And there's a series of videos that we went through as a team. Tony Robbins had a 5 keys to thrive exercise. That was more of a personal thing. And then we wrapped it up. So that's an example of just one session. I think I have a couple other agendas in there in Word format. And then I really made it into a workbook. So we had everything. I made it so it was in the actual document. So just to make it more legit, so to speak. There's I also went through 5 stages to expand, find and expand your key profit drivers. This was a Tony Robbins optimization model for funnels. That's where I've got the whole funnel focus from that I just talked about. So you can go through that. These were the 7 decisions from the traveler's gift. Could the 7 decisions serve as the basis for Rex's core values? And I just think they're pretty cool. I will take personal responsibility. I will seek wisdom. I'm a person of action. I have a decided heart. I will choose to be happy. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. I will persist without exception. Awesome book. I know I've thrown a lot of books at you guys, but The Traveler's Gift is a book. It's a fable, which I just love fables because they're, you learn sort of by surprise. So I highly recommend that. And then we went through the 5 Keys to Thrive exercise by Tony Robbins. There's a YouTube video that could walk your team through something like that. So you can do something like that. So